I wanted to make this video of before showing the LED lights because I knew I'd forget. One of the main reasons I wanted to do the LED conversion in the cluster is because my left turn signal doesn't work. My high beam indicator doesn't work. Over there in the right corner, you can kind of see my fuel gauge is almost all the way out. Another thing down here on your odometer, the way Chevy made this back in the day, I think it was just a very bad placement of the lights, but you really can't read that at all. And it's just one of those things. I kind of like to know what my mileage is as I'm driving. That check engine light, just for anyone who cares, isn't on. It's just because I don't have the truck on right now, so it's easier to hear me. And I think there was something else that was kind of out a little bit. Maybe not, but yeah, it's primarily just the left turn signal and the high beam indicator, like I was saying. Ever since I put that head unit in, I figured why not just do the blue LEDs too instead of the LED replacements they make for this. So yeah, here's just kind of the before, and in a way, for this video, I'm really happy that that top one's almost out so you can get a better comparison once they're all in. So I'll get to installing them and then we'll do a comparison. So we have our little lights here, which I believe is 11 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12, there's 12 in there. Okay, so 12 piece LED kit, and then we just have to start removing this bezel to get to our instrument cluster. And then our last one down here. So what you'll end up with is your trim piece will be removed like this. Now what you will probably have to do is actually lower, let me see if I can do this with one hand. There we go. Lower your steering wheel, and then also you're gonna have to turn it on. Basically put it into any gear except for park. So if you're on a weird hill, just, you know, put your parking brake on. And then at this point, it's gonna take a little bit of wiggling. But then this will come out. It's kind of clipped in over here. I think that is for the headlight switch, but you can just move that out of the way. And then from here, you should have 4 bolts holding it in on each side. There's one down here, one up there. I don't think you guys can see that. And then same thing, one down there and one up top. I just wanted to make a quick little note since I don't have an extension long enough. I had to unbolt this piece with that little screw there. And then that allowed me to get to that bolt hole over there. And then I'm going to have to finish taking the rest of this holder out, this climate control panel, to reveal that bolt that I don't think you can see. But after that, I mean, that's literally the only one holding it in left. So let me finish removing this, which I think is gonna be 1, 2, I already got the other 3 out, and then I can get to that bolt back there. Turns out this is more like a puzzle. So once you remove this one, there's one under here, which should allow this to slide back and forth, and then we can get to that final back one. So let me grab this bolt, and then we will get to that one under there. So as I'm taking this out, I'm finding out that these are the holders for the bulbs, so you actually have to put these together, which isn't hard. You literally just have to, you know, plug that into there. So we actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holders, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 LEDs. And there's probably a hidden one, but I've counted 5 on here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I think the 6th one is probably at the bottom. But I'm just gonna go ahead and undo these, which you literally just spin one of 2 ways. I'm gonna have to get a little screwdriver to kind of pry it, but you spin it and then it literally just comes out, and then you can just put the new ones in the same way. Push it in, spin it, and it'll click into place. So the best way to get these things out, I figured, is to get a small pair of like needle nose and just kind of spin them and pull. And then you see here we have the old bulb. So just kind of set that anywhere. And then we have the new guy here. And just to make sure it's in, I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, grab my needle nose and make sure it clicks in. Like so. Now the thing about these two is they might be directional, so if you have them in one way and they're not lighting up, they might not be burnt out or broken or faulty. You can go back and twist them 180 degrees so they're facing the opposite way, and then that should trigger it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish putting all the rest in, test them, make sure I don't have any burnt out, and then if we do, go ahead, go back, flip them around, and then go from there. I don't think you guys are gonna be able to see this, and I think that's why we're gonna have to come back when it's kind of dark out to play with these, but I can kind of see a couple where they're lighting up. Let me see. That's on. You can see down there in your PRND that it's lighting up. Now, when I turn it off, it's kind of hard to tell everything else. That's on, off. I can tell that our voltmeter is out, and I think oil temp might be on, but I'll have to go back, like I said, when it's dark to kind of play around and see which ones are out. So we'll wait till it gets dark. I'm not gonna pin everything else up. And then once it gets dark, we'll come back here, flip some stuff around, see what's lighting up and what isn't. Okay, it's finally dark out. Let's see what we have. All right, so voltmeter still needs illumination. Looks like our bottom odometer might need the bulb. That might be the one I couldn't find. I'll have to double check. And then the temp gauge. So let me see if I can pull those, flip that around, flip that one around, and see if that fixes that. Okay, so it's a little finicky to touch. I'm not sure what's going on with the temp gauge. I don't know if something's blocked or dirty back there, but everything else seems to be pretty lit up the way we need it for the most part. And then I would like to figure out what's going on over here with the temp gauge, so I'm gonna try and play with that a little bit more. There we go, got everything working. I know I've seen online with a couple different LEDs with the bottom odometer not being fully legible. But I think the fix around that is to get like the super, super bright LEDs. This was like a mild blue. They make like an extremely light blue. And it's weird because it actually looks green on camera. Let me see if different angle maybe. I guess looking back at like the head unit, looking over here, it has more of a green tint to it, but it's more of like a teal, I guess. Either way, it's definitely a lot easier to see at night than like the burnt out ones. And I think the way they left it was the turn signals are still going to be based off of those halogen ones. They just have the painted covers. So I'm going to have to, or also the high beams too. So I'm going to have to go find the little bulb replacements for those. I think they're just like a couple cents. But overall, I think it looks pretty sick. And try and get a wide shot there of all the LED front stuff.